guys, welcome back to the Weekend Roundup, where if you've not been here before, we talk about all the Premier League games in depth. Before moving on to the top 5 leagues, talking about a bit of what's going on there, team of the week, and our topic of the week. And this week's topic of the week is what's been on everyone's mouths in the world of football for the past couple of weeks, and that is Barclays. And we're going to get into what we're going to talk more about that, because everyone's been talking about the Barclays vibes for the past couple of weeks. So we're going to talk more about that later. But let's go straight into the games with the most exciting game of the weekend. So let's just go downhill straight from here with Villa versus Everton, where Everton took another 2-0 lead in the start of the game, just did in that Bournemouth game just before the international break, and then obviously lost it towards the end there. But this time they didn't lose it towards the end; they lost it in the middle. With John Duran scoring one of the best goals I've seen in a while, probably since the Garnacho goal, really. Absolutely firing it in, just magnifique. But yeah, once again, Everton throwing away a 2-0 lead. It's not great from him. Watkins finally finding the back of the net, which he's been struggling to do all season. But Villa winning the game 3-2 in the end with that brilliant John Duran winner. If you've not seen it already, I should go check it out and you go find it somewhere on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter. It's everywhere. It was a mint goal. You need to go check it out. Liverpool played Forest, and this was another very exciting game because Liverpool didn't score. They had loads of chances. They had the chances to do it, but they just couldn't manage to. Sells got off very, very lucky quite a few times. There was one where he dropped it and it bounced off his leg, and it went on the line and then bounced away, and it's the luck was on Forest side this game. And then Hudson-Odoi with his B-Tech Robin cutting, put it top bins. Once again, perfect, as they beat Liverpool 1-0 at Anfield. It's been a while since someone's done that, but yeah, definitely a good result there for Forest. Too bad we couldn't do the same the other week, but I'm okay. Seeing Liverpool lose and then seeing us win 3-0, I was very happy with Onana making a great penalty save, De Ligt getting on the score sheet, Rashford finally getting on the score sheet, Bruno getting an assist, and Garnacho ending things off right at the end of the game to make it 3-0 for us. They had a really, really good game, Southampton, to be fair. The first 30 minutes, they looked really good, but then they got caught on defensively sleeping. Slow reactions in the whole defence, including the goalkeeper. The ball sort of shots weren't fast. The Garnacho one was very fast, but the Rashford and De Ligt goals, they weren't absolutely firing into the net. They could have been stopped. They, even the offsides, they could have managed it better, but they just fallen down because of their issues. However, Diblin, the player that made his debut today on the wing, looked insane. He looks very, very good player. He's got a very bright future coming ahead of him. But United take away the 3 points there with a 3-0 win, and it's a needed win as well. It's been a long time coming. City beat Brentford 2-1, and Haaland, obviously, we've only scored 2 goals there. Did not complete his 3 hat-tricks in a row. Still no one yet to do that in the Premier League history, but he did get both of the goals for City, but not before Vissa opened the scoring up within the first 23 seconds of the game. 23 seconds it took him to open the scoring. City just fumbling at the back, and it got a goal, but yeah, City get away with it. As Thomas Frank said in his interview after the game, Brentford played better in this game than they did a couple of years ago when they won the game, but he'd rather win than play well. You can look at the positives, but 3 points is 3 points at the end of the day, innit? Leicester and Palace drew 2-2, and Mateta doing what he does best in recently with his little R9 regen, just imprisoned in his head. Scoring both the goals for them, scoring late on for that second goal as well, with Vardy and Mavididi opening their scores to make it 2-0. Leicester dropping points like that, it's not a good look for Leicester, but it's one of them, innit? Bournemouth played against Chelsea, and I thought this would be a more exciting game. It was quite an exciting game, but it could be more exciting because it only ended 1-0, and thanks to an Nkunku goal towards the end, and he got a bit of luck as he was getting through. It bounced through and it just fell to him, but he finished it nicely, as you know Nkunku can do. But yeah, it was a game. Sanchez saved a penalty. There's a lot of action. There's a few chances that Bournemouth could have taken. I said that penalty was a really big part of it. Sancho getting an assist, which I'm sure Chelsea fans will be very happy with. I'm not very happy with, but I'll hold my hands up and go, sure. Fulham played West Ham, and Fulham really should have won this game. I think Fulham threw away too many chances. They arguing for penalties here and there, but 1-1. West Ham will take that. I think West Ham will take that. I don't think that before the day, I think West Ham wouldn't have taken it, but with how the result went, Ings getting that goal in the 95th minute, I'm sure West Ham will take that result home. Adama Traore seems like a different beast this year. I know he's still not like, he's still being Adama Traore, doing Adama Traore things, but at the same time, he just feels like he's doing it better. He just feels like he's had a slight improvement, and I kind of rate it. Now to the big games of the weekend, because Spurs played Arsenal in the North London derby, and this game never disappoints. And my God, with a lot of yellow cards. Yellow cards flying left, right and centre, here, there and everywhere. I'm surprised it wasn't a red. I am really surprised that it wasn't a red card in this game. But at the end, Gabriel scoring the only goal of the game for Arsenal. Another corner. It's just doing what it does. Like the midfield, I think Spurs had the midfield game won, right? I think Spurs won the midfield game, but Arsenal getting it, and I think Arsenal getting another clean sheet. Has 3 clean sheets in 4 games, conceded 1 goal, and it was even that goal was a bit iffy. I think they're going to go for Chelsea's record this year. I don't know if they're going to win the league. This is like another, but I think they can actually push on for Chelsea's record this year. I think they really can make a push for only conceding 15 goals in a year, which is an insane record to get. But I think Arteta has drilled them well enough, and they've got a really good defence going on. If that midfield can stay strong in front of them, I think they'll be fine. Speaking of clean sheets, there was clean sheets all around as Ipswich played Brighton and it ended 0-0. Ipswich, Muric saved them. He made so many good saves that game. So many insanely good saves. Ipswich were a bit of a friendly counter-attack, but it was fully a Brighton game. Brighton, you know, the only issue I'd say is that once you get to sort of final, like taking the shot and finishing it off, they had struggle. Well, it wasn't up to it, and they looked like they were really missing João Pedro for the day. It's one of them. What can you do? I miss him in the FPL as well. I'm not gonna lie. Wolves and Newcastle. That's the game we'll speak about here in the Premier League. And Wolves up in the goal scoring with Lamina. Someone I think is very Barclays, but we'll get into that in a minute. I think Wolves won the midfield game in this one. Andre especially, I think Andre deserves a bit of a shout out. Obviously Lamina scored the goal, João Gomez a big part of the goal as well, but I think Andre with his defensive work did well despite Newcastle scoring twice, but there were 2 absolute bangers. I know Deshaun took a bit of a deflection, but that Barnes one, there was no stopping it. I don't think anyone could complain about that goal going in. It was insane. Quite a few good goals this weekend. Quite a few good goals. I saw on Match Today too, they were talking about how managers don't want their players to take them kind of shots anymore, but hey, it's worked off this weekend. It's really worked off this weekend. Right, onto my team of the week, and even though Sanchez and Onana both saved penalties, I'm going to do Muric. I think he made a really good double save. He made loads of saves for Ipswich, and I feel like he deserves credit getting into my team of the week. My back 3 consists of Gabriel scoring the goal to win the North London derby, De Ligt scoring the goal to open up United scoring, and he also had a good game until he got injured. And then Van Heck, I said Ipswich gave that counter-attack threat, but Van Heck dealt with it well. We're going to go with Callum Hudson-Odoi and Digne on the wider positions. I know it's, this is what we do here. Obviously, Callum Hudson-Odoi getting a winner against Liverpool, I've got to give him credit. And Digne having a really good game against Everton. I know they conceded, but I think in the attacking sense, Digne had a really good game. And then in midfield 2 of Bruno and Andre getting in there. As I've already picked up Andre this episode, and then Bruno getting the assist, controlling the play. I know it's only against Southampton, but I thought he still had a good game. And the front 3 of the 3 players get braces this week. It was Watkins, Mateta, and then obviously Erling Haaland, who is talking about breaking records. I'll talk about Arsenal breaking, going to break the Chelsea record. I think Haaland might break his own record this year. He's on 9 goals in 4 games? That stuff's insane. That is mental. That is even crazy to think about. Okay, anyway, moving on to the Championship this week. Burnley getting a massive win against Leeds. I think Burnley are the ones that are favourite to come up this year, but playing against Leeds away, that is a slip-up game, and they just didn't. They just was like, yeah, we're going to win this game, thanks, cheers. Luton finally getting a win. I can't remember if they got a win before, but I'm seeing them win now. I've seen them go back and form like they should be in the Championship. They are a good Championship team. They just weren't fit for the Premier League last year, and they've lost a few players, so it's a bit of a oof. Blackburn absolutely changed things around. There's a different tune that's going on in the club this year, and it's confusing a bit because we're winning 3-0 against Bristol. I mean, I'm sure Blackburn fans will be happy. Do this a few more times and you'll be safe from relegation. And finally, Wayne Rooney getting a win in 3-2 against Sunderland. Obviously, Sunderland got a massive distance to travel from Sunderland to Plymouth, but it gave Plymouth that advantage, and they ended up winning the game. On to La Liga, and there is a monster. It's going to be a monster league this year. Everyone talks about the Premier the main league to watch. I think La Liga is going to turn a few heads this year, with Hansi Flick's Barcelona winning 4-1 each during a 4-1. Meanwhile, getting a brace and showing that this Barcelona team are the team to watch, despite Real Madrid having Mbappe and stuff like that. Despite, Mbappe scoring this weekend alongside Vinicius Junior scoring this weekend. Both scoring a penalty though, so it's a bit of like alright, that's how it's going to be, is it? You're going to pump your numbers up like that this year? You're going to be rotating your penalties? Fairs, okay, Real Madrid. Athletic Madrid winning 3-0 with Alvarez and Gallagher, their new goal scorers, coming in, and Griezmann getting a goal too. It's going to heat up. It's going to heat up because Villarreal might be the new Leverkusen, because they keep on winning games in like the 100th minute or whatever. 92nd minute. I think they won this game in the 95th minute with an Iosi Perez goal, and it just feels like Villarreal might be able to pull a Leverkusen this year. We'll wait and see. It's going to be a very hectic league. Villarreal in there, Sevilla's always in there. Girona might be pushing there like they did last year. Barcelona, Athletic Madrid and Real Madrid are always there though. And I'm definitely here for it. I'm definitely here to see what's going on there. Napoli back on top of the league after a really, really poor season last year. Poor start to this year, but they've caught the points up. They won 4-0 this week, and they're back on top as Juve and Inter dropped points, but AC managed to win 4-0, scoring 4 goals in 30 minutes. Mental stuff. Bayern Munich, Harry Kane is going for his title this year. He got a hat-trick as they beat Holstein 6-1, and then Hoffenheim played against Leverkusen won 4-1. But Dortmund are still up there as well. It feels like it's going to be Bayern's year this year. I feel like company might have Bayern clicking the right way. We'll wait how they see against a bit like Dortmund's and stuff like that, and Leverkusen. We'll wait and see how they do against these teams, but Harry Kane might finally get a medal around his neck. We shall wait and see. And then in Ligue 1, that race for the titles is still going on with Marseille and PSG both winning their games. Dembele getting a brace, living life without Mbappe and cruising life without Mbappe. Right, time to talk about my topic of the week, which I did say was Barclays. And by that I mean, like, we've been doing all this nostalgia about players over the past couple of weeks. Of like, he was minting. Oh, yeah, Claudio Jakob. Oh, Morten Gans Pedersen, stuff like that. So I wanted to make a little talk about who in 10 years' time are we going to look back at that's playing now and go like, remember him. So I made a little list, guys. I'm going to go through them a bit by bit, right? Start with John Duran. John Duran this season, even like his transfer saga in the summer, John Duran is streets won't forget. He's even got like a good name right, and it's John Duran, but it's not spelt the way John should be spelled. It's John. But Duran, hungry like the wolf this boy is, and he keeps on getting the goals in the right places at the right time, and I'm all here for it. I go with Tielemans as well from Aston Villa, just because I feel like he had a bit of a journeyman. He was at Leicester for a bit, ended up winning the FA Cup, scoring the goal that won them the FA Cup. He's just very streets won't forget Tielemans, and he just pops up at the right place at the right time, and I feel like that kind of helps when you're looking back and a bit of nostalgia and go, oh, remember Yuri Tielemans? You go, oh yeah, it's good, that goal, mate. And that's how the conversation goes. I've gone through the teams alphabetically here, so it's next is Bournemouth, and I've gone with Semenyo, who I've not picked someone from every team. I've just kind of like gone through and looked and gone, oh yeah, you Semenyo. I feel like the end of last year and the way he started this year is just streets won't forget. It just is. He just oozes that little bit of flair, but he's playing for a club that's not going to be doing too much. He's never going to be doing too much, but when he does do something, you remember it. Oh, do you remember it? And then Kluivert as well. I'm putting Kluivert in mainly though because obviously who his dad is. I know he's getting that Nepo baby tax, but hey, if it works, innit? And it does work for him. Jon Visser for Brentford as well. He's got that flair about him. He's got the audacity to try something, and that's what kind of helps when you're talking about like players that you kind of remember. Like Visser over Mbeumo any day of the week, because Visser feels like he's going to try something more than Mbeumo is. Mbeumo feels like he's just playing football. Visser's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an overhead kick for this note. The game against Chelsea last year, and he just tried setting himself up for an overhead kick like 3 different times, and it's like, and it worked. So yeah, from Brighton, I think Estupiñán One, because of his name. One, Estupinian. I think you just cannot forget a name like Estupinian. And also the fact that he just likes to score an occasional banger. And I think playing for this Brighton team obviously really helps, because I feel like the wingers, Adingra, Minter and Mitoma, are all very memorable wingers. Adingra is the main one for me. He's not playing much this year. He's coming off the bench a lot more than actually starting the games. But Adingra for me is going to be Streets Won't Forget. He's going to be fully Streets Won't Forget, and I've got to give him the credit for it. Munoz from Crystal Palace. I just feel like a player like Munoz, the way he plays is going to embed himself in a lot of people's minds, and he's a good player. He's a good player playing for a mid-table team. That's what kind of helps with these nostalgia stuff. You go, I remember Munoz playing right out of Palace. Yeah, he was minting. Adama Traore. I think Adama Traore speaks for itself. The kind of career he's had, he's been at Villa, he's been at Borough, he's been at Wolves, and now he's at Fulham. He had that little journeyman section in England, and he's at Barcelona and stuff like that, and he just gets about, and I just like it. I'm here for it. Yeah. Raul Jimenez as well was at Wolves, moved to Fulham, and kind of has the story to go with him. Honest work Jimenez. Honestly, that's his FPL name. So if you don't play FPL, honest work Jimenez, because every week he'd be like, yeah, one goal, yeah, one goal, yeah, one goal. Oh, got an assist that week. And he'd never get more than 10 points on FPL, but he'd get points on the board, and he'd do you well. Honest work, that's what he is. More recent one I'm going to go with here is Muric playing for Ipswich, just because I feel like he had a good time at Burnley last year. It was a bit of a forgettable time at Burnley last year for himself, probably, but I think a memorable, some bad performances in there. But I just feel like he's going to have a really good year this year. He's going to push on and just make a stable for himself, the way a Friedel did, or a Howard did, and stuff like that. And people are going to be like, oh yeah, Artem Muric, he was a baller as the best goalkeeper can. Wout Fez is going to go in there for me as well, just because of the Sideshow Bob haircut. It's memorable. He's had some memorable performances as well in the league, and I feel like he just feels like a memorable guy. He feels like a guy who go, I remember Wout Fez, and Vestergaard played back. Obviously, Vestergaard's been a bit here, there, and everywhere. Murillo, because that guy, I remember last year he almost scored 3 absolute bangers, and if he keeps on trying him, he's going to get him eventually. Calvert-Lewin from Forest as well, just very Streets Won't Forget in her. And that he's moved away from Chelsea. You can say that. I don't think you can say it is someone's playing for a big club, you're you're just a good player for a big club. But if you're a good player playing for a mid-table club, people are like, oh, he's meant, and they'll overhype you. But I'm here for it with Hudson Odoi. I am. But I'm not saying Gibbs White, because I feel like Gibbs White will have that career trajectory to go to a bigger club than Forest. No offence, Forest fans. But Chris Wood as well. Chris Wood, because he's had that journeyman, that Peter Crouch type vibe. And he's done well throughout the whole of it. He's scored goals. He's up there. Wan-Bissaka, once again, that is moved away from Manchester United. I know he's spent a lot of time at Manchester United, but just the way he plays, the way he makes tackles, people are going to be like, oh, Wan-Bissaka, he was minting. But I don't have to do it in the sense of he was just a good player. I have to do it in a Streets Won't Forget way. Kudus as well, someone who, Ajax went to West Ham, playing for West Ham right now. West Ham not achieving what they should be achieving with the team that they have, but Kudus fits the bill. Ben Arthur's and stuff like that. Ben Arthur was when he joined Newcastle. Newcastle should have been doing better than they were. They just finished 5th, and then Ben Arthur joined, and they kind of stumbled. And now we're on to Wolves, guys. We've got 2 players from Wolves. We've got Eight Nora. I know he's getting links to bigger clubs and stuff like that, but Eight Nora just screams Streets Won't Forget. The way he plays, he's from a bit of an obscure nation for a defender in the Premier League. Don't get many Algerian defenders in the Premier League. You usually get the Mars and stuff like that, and Belarus and stuff like that. But yeah, and then finally, I've got to go with Mario Lemina. The type of player to make a compilation about themselves when they're getting linked to a transfer to another club. That is peaked odds on Wingy turning up to QPR on deadline day type of vibes, and I am here for it. I am. I know I said that a lot for all these players, but I do like Lemina, and he's had a little powerhouse time at Wolves. He's had a bit of career revival. I know he was a bit stumbled. He was at Fulham. He's been at Southampton, and now he's kind of found his home at Wolves. And I feel like that's where people are going to go, oh, Lemina was mint. He was a bit iffy at Southampton, but yeah, then when he was at Wolves, he was just playing the balls left, right, and centre. And that's what people are going to speak about it. If you have any suggestions what you think would be Streets Won't Forget, but in 10 years' time that are playing right now, let me know in the comments, guys. I'm on that discussion in the comments, because that's what this channel's all about. It's about having that football discussion Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully I do see you next time, and if not, I don't know. Cheers.